Welcome back to the review space. In this video, we take a look at the top 10 pro wrestlers forced to retire because of injury. While getting hurt is common in the pro wrestling industry, these superstars had no choice but to end their careers after suffering through these debilitating injuries. Number 1. Hayabusa. Debuting in the early 90s, Eiji Izaki, better known as Hayabusa, was the top star of the FMW promotion in Japan. His high-risk offense and innovative maneuvers include a Falcon Arrow in the Phoenix Splash and influence modern stars today such as Seth Rollins and Kota Ibushi. In October 2001, Hayabusa botched a springboard moonsault and broke his vertebrae, which paralyzed him and ultimately forced the star to retire from active competition. Hayabusa died in early March 2016 at 47 years old. Number 2. Daniel Bryan. One of the most popular WWE stars of the decade, Daniel Bryan announced his retirement on February 8, 2016. He suffered multiple concussions throughout his career and experienced seizures in relation to his brain lesion. Bryan decided to retire at the age of 34 years old, but still remains under contract with the WWE with some of his merchandise designed in tribute to his legacy. Daniel was ranked the number 1 Pro Wrestler of the Year 2014 by PWI 500. Number 3. Edge. In 2003, Edge was taken out of action after suffering a neck injury, underwent spinal fusion surgery, and did not perform in the ring for over a year. On April 11, 2011, Edge announced his retirement on Raw after successfully defending the World Championship at WrestleMania 27. As one of the top heels during the mid-late 2000s, Edge was ranked number 2 out of the top 500 wrestlers in 2007 by Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Number 4. Steve Austin. On August 3, 1997, at the SummerSlam pay-per-view, Owen Hart delivered a piledriver to Stone Cold Steve Austin, breaking his neck and temporarily paralyzing him. This neck injury would cause lingering issues throughout the years and eventually lead Austin to retire in 2003 at 38 years old. Arguably the biggest star in company history, Stone Cold was the highest paid WWF wrestler in his prime between 1998 and 1999, earning an estimated $5 million to $12 million during the late 90s. Number 5. Magnum TA. One of the most promising stars during the early mid-80s, Magnum TA became a popular NWA United States champion during his run in Jim Crockett Promotions. His feud against the Koloffs in 1986 led many to believe Magnum was being groomed to be the next NWA World Champion. Unfortunately, on October 14, 1986, Magnum accidentally crashed his car into a telephone pole and paralyzed part of his body for months. His severe injuries forced him to retire from in-ring performance, later becoming a commentator and manager for various wrestlers in WCW. Number 6. Act Yasu Kawa. A rising star in the Japanese female pro wrestling promotion Stardom, Yasu Kawa was a former Wonder of Stardom champion and mid-card title. She relinquished the title in 2014 because of her Graves' disease condition and had cataract surgery. On February 22, 2015, Act challenged Yoshiko for the World of Stardom Championship but was brutally attacked by Yoshiko in a shoot-style assault. Act was only 130 pounds while Yoshiko, a much larger individual, pummeled her face legitimately. Yasu Kawa ended up with a fractured cheek, nasal and orbital bones which needed surgery to fix, and announced her retirement on late December 2015. Number 7. Bret Hart. In late December at Starrcade 1999, Bret Hart faced Goldberg for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Goldberg hit Bret with a stiff kick to the head, giving Bret a concussion. Other moments, such as Bret hitting his head on the floor after Goldberg failed to work a hold properly, would add up towards Bret's concussions. Unable to compete because of his injuries, Bret retired in 2000, ending his decorated 22-year career, and he would be ranked as one of the greatest Canadians of all time by a CBC poll from 2004. Number 8. Christian. One of the more underrated heels of the mid-2000s, Christian had a lengthy career in the WWE and several years in TNA as a main eventer. In late December 2013, Christian experienced post-concussive symptoms after being attacked by the Shield. In March 2014, the former world champion suffered a concussion and did not compete for the next 2 years. His status was quietly retired by WWE in October 2015 and is now co-host of the Edge and Christian show on the WWE Network. Number 9. Draws. During a SmackDown taping on October 5, 1999, D'Lo Brown botched a running powerbomb and dropped Draws on his head. The injury fractured 2 neck discs and left Draws a quadriplegic at the time, which prematurely ended his professional wrestling career after just 2 years in the business. The former football player also played for the Denver Broncos and Montreal Alouettes before joining the WWE. Draws retired from in-ring competition in 1999 but continued to work for the company some years after his injury. Number 10. Candice Michelle. One of the most improved divas in WWE, Candice began her career as an inexperienced model and later became a WWE Women's Champion. On October 2007, Candice suffered a cracked clavicle and could not compete for over 3 months. She returned on February 2008 but was injured again on March 17, shattering her clavicle and breaking it in 4 places. Following surgery, Candice was out for 8 months and sporadically competed from late 2008 to early 2009. She was eventually released in June 19, 2009 and retired from pro wrestling. Alright, so those were the top 10 wrestlers forced to retire from professional wrestling after suffering their various respective injuries. The pro wrestling business is definitely full of physical risks, and careers can be cut short in such an unforgiving sport. This has been another episode of The Review Space. Please check out the channel for more videos. Stay tuned for a new top 10 list, and until next time, ciao!